Steve Gamache here with another Chef Knives to Go quick look product review. And this time we're looking at the Shibata Kotetsu Aogami Super Gyuto 210mm knife. So the core steel on this is what's known as Aogami or Blue Paper Super Reactive High Carbon Steel. Heat treats around 62 Rockwell on that core steel, so they don't take it to a super high hardness in this rendition. The construction is 3 layers, so on either side of that harder reactive core steel, they've got a softer stainless steel cladding. So you kind of get the best of both worlds there. You get a great core steel at the edge, and then you get a softer stainless cladding for less maintenance. I need to wipe this thing down. I never did really wipe it down out of the box. So the weight and dimensions should be pretty close from knife to knife. They might vary just a little bit, but this particular one is 141 grams or 5.0 ounces. Edge length is about 210 or 212 millimeters, a little bit over 210 from tip to the back of the heel known as the chin, about 8.3 inches. Overall length is about 14.1 inches or 358 millimeters. The spine thickness, these are thin laser style blades, so this is about 2.3 millimeters thick coming out of the handle, and I measured it about just a little under 2 millimeters halfway down, and then you'll see it starts to taper down maybe the last couple inches and then gets quite thin at the tip with the grind. So these are really high performance knives. They're very thin at the edge as well. The blade height is 46.4, so quite generous, and with this sweep here on the choil into the neck, you've got a good spot for your fingers, so there's lots of clearance here as far as cutting board goes. The handles are octagonal rosewood with a black packawood ferrule. Nice fit and finish on the handle. This particular handle's got some nice figure to the rosewood. They've got a tight handle glue up install. Balance point with that handle and this light blade is going to be right about there. So for me, that's a little bit behind a pinch grip. So it's a very light, nimble feel. Let's take a little bit closer look at it. So there's our beauty shot. So this has despite being a thin blade, if you look at the way the light's reflecting, you can see it's got a nice convex shape that kind of starts kicking in right about there. My fingers are going. So you get pretty good food release on these despite the thinness. The finish helps, and also just this general shape. You've got a nice gradual taper down to the edge, so beautifully created and ground convex grind. You've got kanji. It's not chiseled because these are thin enough where they had trouble with that, so it's probably some kind of machine engraved, but it does have an engraving on it, and it's got just a little bit of a raised edge, but it's very, very clean, very crisp, so very refined look. These have a nice polish to the spine, and then a nice polish to the choil and the neck, so very comfortable. As you would expect from this maker, being a world-class sharpener, these have a solid, 7, maybe plus out of 10 edge out of the box. So they're very, very sharp out of the box. As I said, thin all over, very thin at the edge. Let's look at it on the cutting board. So you'll see these are kind of fairly gentle curve all the way through. Not a ton of flat anywhere. You can kind of see that at the heel. I still curve in at the heel there. So flows all the way through. Very, velvety, smooth profile. You can see the tip doesn't keep going. The tip is a little bit lower than the center line. So I'll get in there for the tip once I start digging in the cutting board a little bit. But you can definitely rock over low to medium stuff. Probably not a pure chopper's knife, but really good for a lot of other techniques. Push-pull cuts, glide cuts, that kind of stuff. So just a beautifully crafted knife. Nice fit and finish on it. Excellent core steel that will take a great edge and have nice edge retention. But yeah, you've got stainless cladding, so it's just a really nice package. So it's light, nimble, laser-like performance. So this is the Shibata Kotetsu Aogami Super Gyuto 210, almost said 240, 210mm knife.